We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Welcome to Mostly Horror.
Mostly.
I'm Steve,
And I'm Sean.
and we're back with another episode, joined by our good friend Olivia. Hi, Olivia.
Hello.
It's been
We
a bit.
we don't have a interview this episode, but Sean had a great idea to bring back a reprise of a game that we played 120 plus episodes ago.
Dude.
Back on episode 23,
Mhm.
I think you said 23.
Yep.
We had David Bruckner on. Why did we do the dance crew? Was that
I have
just
no
because?
idea. I'd have to listen to the whole episode again, but I think it was just when we were doing games every week and it didn't.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
makes sense. So we did we chose our America's Best Dance Crew, full of horror characters, and I think this one more so is sparked by the film Abigail, which comes out if you're listening to this on Wondery this weekend, and if you're listening to this regular, Abigail will already be out. It has a little girl that's a ballerina in it, and so we were thinking about dancing, and so that is what we're doing today. We are dancing with the Mon-Stars, effectively choosing.
That's TM.
TM.
It's trademark.
That should be the next Space Jam movie, Dancing with
Honestly.
the Mon-Stars. Effectively choosing 5 horror character and celebrity duos that should compete. Did you not have that many, Olivia?
No,
She did 3.
I picked 1.
1? Oh no! I was thinking 3. I have 5. Okay.
All right. So what we'll do is we will. This will just be a group thing. This is going to be a group effort. We're casting the first 3 times 3 is 9. The first 9 or so groups on Dancing with the Mon-Stars, and Olivia, you can give yours off the top, and then we'll contribute, and you can just tell us what you think about ours. And
in your defense, that totally is fair. We usually do multiples, so I think I just assumed and I didn't explain, but I did not say that, so that's totally fair.
Sean messed everything up.
You can hyper give detail, though mine are pretty detailed. I have to say, when we get to the game, I hope you guys brought it, because I brought it. So
yeah. The other thing I'll say is, if you look back at our Instagram for when we did this last time, I won by like a landslide.
I don't.
So I feel like this time I am gonna win again. Before that though, we should jump into some things that you probably already know.
I'm sure you already knew that.
You only tell me stuff I already know.
You already know what I'm going to tell you.
There's actually a lot. Now that I'm going back through the things, there's a lot of things that they probably already know.
Well, you talk about everything that you feel is important. I think you're going to hit both the things that I was going to bring to the table.
Yeah, there's a number of things that
I could
we
only
haven't
think
talked
of
about.
2, but go for it.
Well, the first one that I'll say is the trailer for the new Speak No Evil remake came out. I didn't watch it, but I saw a lot of people saying that it already spoils one of the biggest plot points of the movie.
Yes.
You watched the trailer?
I did. It spoils a few things. I think that Speak No Evil is just a movie that you should go into completely blind, like knowing nothing. Other than like, whoa, this movie's supposed to be so fucked up. Like if you know any more than a friend telling you that they're not sure if you can handle it, then you know too much about this movie. But yeah, dude, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone here, but it shows near the end one of the most fucked up things that happened. It shows that.
Got it.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate things about marketing now. It's like they feel like to get people to watch something, they need to like market. I mean, even we don't have to get too far into this, but Abigail, the movie that we're like slightly talking about, I really wish I tried so hard to not know about that movie. And unfortunately, I knew like a major plot point, but a plot point that's being used to like market the film. And if I didn't know that, I feel like I would have liked the movie even more. And it just like it the way that things are being marketed now is just absolutely. We talk about this almost every episode, but just like, don't watch trailers. If you're someone
Yeah.
that's gonna see movies anyways, don't watch the trailers, because I
Yeah.
just can't. I can't. It sucks.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't super go into Abigail, but I will say that one of the things I want to ask when we talk to Radio Silence next time,
Mhm.
which might be soon, I want to ask like how much thought goes into your plot and like how you're writing things with marketing in mind. Like if you're having something be a twist, but you know that marketing is probably going to like show this thing, like how
Mhm.
much are you leaning into a certain reveal or something? Like are you writing, like when you have a bunch of characters that for a certain portion of the movie don't know something that everyone else knows that's seen a trailer, like are
Yep.
you writing that in mind? Or so I have to figure out how to word that, but that's something I want to talk with them about.
100%. It's on my mind as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a bummer, but I might watch the trailer. I guess I already know what happens in
Yeah.
Speak No Evil, so I'll probably watch it. Anyways, something else that you probably already know, we shouldn't be sad, we should smile. 2 is coming out at the end of this year, and there is some plot development that I guess talking about spoilers, but this is just like the plot of the movie. It essentially is going to follow a pop star and how this pop star's fans are affected by the curse. Thoughts?
Interesting. So is it Hannah Montana smile the climb whatever and just
What?
all of, I don't know, dude. You said pop star and I instantly, Hannah Montana's the first thing that came to mind, and I was like, what if there was a mashup? I don't know. I liked Smile. I didn't love Smile, but the Smile got so weird in like the third act in a way that I found incredibly refreshing and very different from like the stereotypical thing that it usually is. There are some scares, quote unquote scares, in that movie that I thought were ridiculous. And again, if you talk about trailers, like the car one is like everyone had that beaten into them for months before they saw the movie. I'm curious enough to see what they would do with a sequel, especially with how weird that movie got. I hope that they lean more into that aspect. But other than that, I'm pretty neutral and just like, I don't know. I'll see what it is when I see it. What about you, Olivia?
Yeah, Olivia, what do you think?
I'm not a huge fan of Smile. Personally, I much prefer a movie called They Look Like People. Pretty much the same concept, but it's a super low budget film, but it's done really well. It's more, it's like an indie film, so it's way, I don't know. I think it accomplishes the same concept in a much better fashion. Doesn't feel quite as pop culture-y.
Sure.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah,
Olivia giving Rex before it's even time to give Rex on.
I've never heard of They Look Like People. I'm shocked.
Me either.
Really good. I would highly recommend it for sure.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just going to see another horror movie. Like, yeah, I'll go watch it, and I'll see what they do. At this point, my expectations are kind of low, so maybe they'll exceed them.
Yeah, fair. I think that's how I felt about the original. Is I had low expectations because I didn't like the marketing. I actually did like the marketing when they were having people just go to like sporting events and smile in the background. Which also, if they want to do that for the second movie, I know some people that work at a basketball team, and like they gotta get in and be smiling at the games. But yeah, I agree. My expectations are pretty low for the sequel, so hopefully they're just surpassed.
I'm trying to think, like thinking about what the kind of reveal and whatever of what that creature is. It seems like a lone entity. I wonder what they intend to do with like a pop star and it affecting like a mass fan sort of situation. Maybe I'm like not understanding what the synopsis is, but like are there more than one of these things? I don't know. I'm struggling to see in my head what they could do with it other than a Hannah Montana crossover. I think that's the only answer. They got to do that. So
I'm out on the Hannah Montana crossover.
Well, whatever.
The other thing that you probably already know, and this was actually the biggest thing that I had forgotten until just now, They're bringing back the Scary Movie franchise.
That's the two things. Those are my two
All right.
things.
How do you feel, Sean?
Honestly, okay. All right, this is tough. I loved Scary Movie 1, 2, and I liked 3 a lot growing up. 4 I thought was trash. I am very, very open to them bringing it back. I feel like we've had enough change in the genre that that kind of like satirical commentary, like meta look at the genre could be a lot of fun. I don't know that like that kind of exact humor will hold up today. Like I just don't know that it's the same, like that's what's going to hit, right? But that does, like, just because that's the kind of, like, they don't have to lean into the exact humor that they did before. It can be slightly adjusted. It can be better. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at. Is like I'm excited to see, a lot of these horror movies that we've loved and hated be made fun of in a new franchise like that. And I just hope that their comedy chops are like up to par and that they're in tune with like modern audiences.
Yeah. I think that they've like, I know that the Scary Movies specifically stopped being made, but then like there was like the Wayans brothers were kind of doing that sort of movie after the fact. I
Like
can't even
other
think.
parody movies.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there was still like that vibe of parody movie for horror. Especially when like Paranormal Activity and stuff came out. Yeah, I don't think, like, if it is that type of comedy, it's not gonna hit.
Yes.
Like, I 100% feel like that's just not the right move. But that is what the Scary Movies are. I do think I've seen a number of people talking about if Melissa Barea was to join the Scary Movie franchise and use that as a way to continue playing Sam in the Scream franchise, that would be the best thing that they could do, because it would be hilarious and it would be timely and it would make the movie worth watching.
Yeah, I basically saw if someone was saying like if she were to just continue and they were basically just to continue on with the Scream franchise, that would be the move. And I love that idea. So
What's Kara doing behind you that year?
dude, she's been chewing on fucking cords after not doing it for years. And I swear to God, I'm going to start ripping a tooth out every time she chews on a cord. I like 100%. I'm losing my mind. I'm covering all my cords in dish soap. I'm going to kill her. I'm going to throw her out a fucking window. I'm on the 4th floor. Stay away from it. Go. But yes.
That would be a scary movie.
Yeah,
if you did that.
if they just brought Melissa back and just continued the Scream franchise, I think that would be the most meta and funny thing that they could do.
Yeah, I almost don't like. I'm like thinking of the movies that they would like do things about, and I just don't think it would be funny. I don't know.
Ari Aster, A24 in general, elevated horror.
Yeah, but like, what are they gonna like? That type of like parody thing, it's gonna be like, a girl gets her head knocked off, and everyone's like, ah! And then it's like, okay,
yeah. I don't know. I think because it's always been, because it's not just making fun of the horror movies, but they do like weird cultural references and whatever. And I just feel like the world is so fucking ridiculous right now. That between like
that type of comedy has like never been funny to me, so I just don't really. I don't know.
I think I think that if they change it up, if the comedy is a little bit different, that they could nail it. Can we also bring back Sydney, or Cindy? Sydney or Cindy? Cindy. Right? The TV's leaking. Yeah. What is that act? Anna Faris?
Anna Faris.
Yeah. Bring her back for it too.
Well, you have to. It's not a scary movie without Anna Faris.
Well, I don't think she's in like 5 or 6 or whatever. Yeah, she's in like the first 3 for sure.
And you need Regina Hall. That's the only way to make them worth watching.
Olivia, do you have any thoughts you haven't shared?
I've only seen one scary movie, so I don't have very much input.
What one have you seen?
Let's see. I don't know. The second one, I think. The one with the Mitsubishi. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the strong hand one?
The random.
Do you remember a guy with a hand like this? He puts it in the mashed potatoes.
Oh boy.
It's
No.
my strong hand.
No,
No?
they're doing The Ring, I think.
Oh, you saw 3.
3. Okay, there you go.
3 with Charlie Sheen.
Sure.
Okay, fair enough. I like the first 3. They don't hold up as well today, but they're still, I don't know, especially 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are good.
We'll
They're
see what
fun.
happens, but I'm not that excited. We talk a lot about how remakes are fine, but like there's some movies that just like existed in the microcosm of when they were created and like the context of when they were created, which another thing people probably already know is that Lionsgate and Blumhouse are bringing back Blair Witch
Yeah.
again. Sure. But another movie that realistically just did so well because of the time and place in which it was created and released. And I just don't like, I don't know, like there's a way to do that sort of thing, but if you're trying to recreate the 90s movie, it's just not going to work. And yeah.
Can I also really quick side thing, but I think found footage specifically, like if you find like a really powerful found footage movie that people could think like that a big part of the fun of it is like thinking like maybe it could be real or like things like that, any sequels to that tend to be not great. Like it's like Paranormal Activity is one of the only ones where I feel like their sequels sort of made sense and it worked, but for the most part a found footage movie loses a lot of power when you revisit it. It just doesn't hold up to me.
I agree. They lose their power, and it's really funny because I've been wanting to rewatch the Paranormal Activity movies. I saw a clip, a GIF from Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, which I've never seen, and I've heard it's not great and shouldn't be a Paranormal Activity movie. But it made me want to watch it. The GIF itself was really cool, and I was like, all right, I'll watch the whole movie.
What one is that one again?
That's the one. It's the last one that they've done, and it's Chris Landon wrote it, and it's set in like an Amish village or something. It's the most recent one. It was like a couple years ago.
Got you.
It was Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, and I never saw that. I never saw Marked Ones. I've seen the other ones.
I've
been wanting to rewatch them because
there's like 6 or 7.
There's like 5 or 6, I think.
5 or 6. I saw the first 4.
Marked Ones is 5, and then Next of Kin is 6, I think. But dude, also I've just been hearing. What'd you say, Olivia?
I think I only saw the first 3, and I was a total hater when they were coming out.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, they're good.
I love 1, 2, and 3, but then 4 happened and it was a mess.
I will say I just like want to get on my found footage like kick. That's not how you would say that. I wanted to start watching more found footage because found footage messes me up more than almost any other horror subgenre, probably more than any other horror subgenre. I've seen a lot of people talking about Hell House, that series, and so I want to watch it now. I've heard that the most recent one's really good. I just need to like watch more found footage, I think.
Coulter had us watch at the last horror movie night that I was at. Not the most recent horror movie night, but horror movie night 2022. Coulter had us watch the first one, and I liked it. I don't think we watched it in like the best setting, but I wasn't anywhere near as impressed with it as he was. But yeah, people have said that Origins, the newest one, is like one of the scariest things they've ever seen. Which has
that's another
thing
excited. I saw like a clip from it, and I was like, all right.
Yep.
All right.
It looks spooky.
Right.
It looks spooky.
Yeah. On that note,
guys,
let's dance.
Let's do it.
Let's figure out how to do. We're doing this as a group effort where we're choosing the inaugural group of Dancing with the Mon-Stars. How should we do it? Olivia shouldn't go first because I want to save yours for like the middle, so that way you have time.
I have a
Should I-
great opening number.
All right, you go.
Well, did you want to? You were about to say
no,
you.
it's fine. It's
Are you
fine.
sure?
As long as you don't take any of mine, then it's fine.
I can't. I don't know that I can make any promises.
Shit.
All right, guys. Put on your dancing shoes. Like I said, I hope you brought it. I had so much fun with this when we first like picked it. I was like, okay, this is actually going to be kind of hard. It was harder than putting together a crew for some reason to me.
It was.
You had to think of so many elements. Actually, really quick, a question. So a couple things for listeners. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so scattered. For listeners, one of the rules of this game is that we can't use any of the characters that we used in our America's Best Dance Crew from the first time. So just a quick recap. Last time,
in case you were there 100 episodes.
Yeah, in case you were there 100 episodes. Hey, man, a lot of our listeners have been hanging out this whole time. All right.
Yeah.
So, but
if you have been here since that time, pause this episode right now. Well, wait, pause until I give you the direction. Go to our Instagram and send us a message that just says ABDC. ABDC.
Yep.
Pause it. Go do that right now. All right, then come back.
Perfect. But so a refresher for those who know, and an info dump for those who don't. Last time, Steve's America's Best Dance Crew was Susie from Suspiria, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, Nina from Black Swan, the collective Spooky Scary Skeletons from the old cartoon, which was a great pick. Me and Olivia both reacted very strongly to that pick.
So good.
And Nathan and Kyoko from Ex Machina.
Yep.
And
Best
then
dance scene in a mostly horror movie.
yeah, that was another great one. Olivia's team was Pennywise the Dancing Clown, the first pick of the evening. Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice. Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Danny from Midsummer, and Michael Myers from Halloween. And then I had chosen Lydia from Beetlejuice. We had 2 Beetlejuice people in it. The collective Silent Hill nurses, we agreed that I got to have at least 3. Reagan from The Exorcist, Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, and Violet from Friday the 13th Part 5, which I stand by so strongly. I think she's the strongest dancer out of the whole crew. If you have not seen Part 5, watch it. You're going to hate that movie, but her scene is pretty great.
I also will say, in the comments on our Instagram, people were vibing with my team. That's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's all right. Whatever. Yeah, I see Cindy Claire on here, and she's like, I'm Team Steve on this one. Whatever, dude.
Get out. Yeah.
So none of those characters are available to use today, nor are their respective actors or whoever may have voiced them or anything like that. With that being said, think of the Americas. Go full Dancing with the Stars stage right now. All right,
okay.
and imagine it like it's being filmed, because this is going to be a very camera focused situation. You see a curtain. Okay. The curtain opens as you hear bump 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 bump. Hella Good starts playing, and then in a chair is a man in a suit. It's like a deep purple suit, almost black. He's got a top hat on, and you can't fully see him. And there's a hand like this, and it's a close up. He lifts his head, and you see Jack Black, and underneath his chin is a fist doing this, and the music is building up. Huh?
This is
well, okay, so underneath his chin, yeah, that's so hard. Underneath his chin is a fist, like he's resting his hand on his fist. And the camera's really close up on his face. And he's just kind of like doing his Jack Black eyebrow movements. He's kind of dancing with the whatever. There's no lyrics yet. And then as the lyrics start, you see 2 hands come up and lift his hat off of his head, and the camera zooms out, and you realize it's Thing from the Addams Family underneath his chin. And they dance to Hella Good. As the lyrics start, it pulls back, the camera pulls back completely. He throws the top hat, and they start dancing together. I'm seeing lots of in the first verse, lots of like this kind of dance, but with 3 hands and things going crazy. At one point, Thing does like a moonwalk across the stage.
Okay.
For the listeners, the thing is just a hand, just a single
Yeah,
hand.
you guys know
So
Thing.
as Sean's talking about a moonwalk,
I'm sorry.
it's with his fingers.
Yeah, so like you see him like moonwalking. Dude, Thing gets it in the Addams Family franchise. He's
Yeah.
very quick on his toes or his fingertips, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of just imagine how Jack Black dances. There's lots of Thing like running across his shoulders. They high five each other. Gonna keep on hella good and we're gonna keep on dancing. And yeah, man. You know, I don't know when the last time you heard Hella Good was, but she does like a and like Thing is doing this, like doing the breathing movements on Jack's chest as he pumps up and down. There's also a mad guitar solo in that song. Jack obviously does it, and then there's like a keyboard thing, and Hand or Thing does plays the keyboard next to it.
Okay.
I also see a perfect moment where Thing grabs Jack's coat, throws it over his shoulder, and Jack does like what's that movie with Ben Stiller where he's a model?
Oh, Blue Steel.
Zoolander.
Zoolander. What's Blue Steel?
It's
That's
the
the look.
look.
Oh, the
It's
Blue
look
Steel.
that
Yeah,
he
there you
does.
go. And he does one of those, and the camera zooms in on him. And yeah, and then I it's crazy to me that you haven't listened to Hella Good in a minute. Everybody needs to go and re-listen to Hella Good. But the way that it ends is Thing like lights a match and throws it, and there's a big poof of pyro. Think Wizard of Oz, and Jack Black disappears. And Thing like it like zooms, the camera kind of like pans around and gets closer, but not in a direct straight shot, but like pans around, gets closer to Thing, and he snaps twice and the lights go out. It's perfect.
Love
So
it.
a couple of things. I feel like they don't typically dance to the entire song
They don't.
They would dance to the whole last song.
on Dancing with the
They would
Stars.
dance the whole song. Well,
How many rounds do you think they can get away with Jack Black plus one hand?
well, dude, you're not. No, dude. Easy. You have to think of it like, don't think of the live performance. Think of the videotape performance. It cuts, 100%, because it's the show. I'm thinking of the show. All right. I'm thinking of it cutting, like not cutting, but like panning over, and Jack's doing something.
Yeah.
He's got props, like they get props and stuff around. Jack does a bunch of stuff. It swings over to Thing doing stuff, and a lot of the close shots of them together. Like, oh, dude. I'm telling you, it's hard to like get the idea across on a podcast, but if I could, I would sit you down and we would go through Hella Good measure by measure, and I would lay out this choreography for you.
Yeah. I don't know if they're winning Dancing
Maybe
with the
it's
Mon-Stars.
one night special, Steve.
Yeah, they would like really knock it out of the park in the first round, and then in the second episode when they're doing the same sort of moves that they did. They're like, oh yeah, we've seen that moonwalk before.
Also, you're thinking of okay, so this is such an interesting.
He starts throwing up like one hand gang signs.
No, dude, there's so many there. They have a whole tool set of gags that they can do here. But also, it's interesting because I was not thinking of getting through a whole season. I was creating one performance in my head for each dance. So
Got
that's
it.
interesting. That the different approaches
Got
to
it.
it.
I did the same.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Well, what I did is I chose 5 different styles of dance and the people that I thought would be good for each style of dance.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going to start us off.
All right.
You know who would really kill with ballroom dancing?
Who?
The Amphibian Man from Shape of Water.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
we've seen him perform in a ballroom setting. Nice black and white, old 50s style, probably. Is it 50s? Who knows? That style of dancing. And not only is the Amphibian Man dancing in a ballroom setting, things are kind of wet because he's the Amphibian Man. He was in
It's
water.
just a moist set. It's a very moist stage.
And who knows how to dance with an umbrella? Tom Holland. obviously.
God.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We've seen him on whatever that show was where he danced to Umbrella. What show was that?
It was
I
like
can't
Jimmy
remember.
Kimmel. Yeah,
Was
he
it?
did Umbrella
No.
and Zendaya did something.
No, I
It
think
was
actual show. Maybe Jimmy Kimmel hosted it, but I think it was an actual show where people did they sang,
yeah.
whatever the song.
Yeah. It obviously was such a good show that we can't remember
Yeah.
what it was called. It was just called Lip Sync Battle.
Yeah, there you go.
God, I can't believe we had a show
That's
where
a
people just
it's a
linked
show. It's not a
lips.
segment on Jimmy Fallon.
No, it was just a show.
No shit. All
No,
right.
it was just a show. Anyways, so yeah, they get on stage and it's all normal, and they're just kind of walking out, and similar to the thing, maybe the thing snaps again because it's one of the only things it can do. Something snaps and everything turns black and white like Shape of Water. And Tom Holland is dressed like a woman because he's very forward thinking, and he did that when he was dancing to Umbrella. And then him and the Amphibian Man just do a beautiful ballroom dance, and they win it all because they're both quick on their feet. One of them's Spider-Man, in case you didn't know. But
They
yeah,
are good on their toes.
that's my first group is the Amphibian Man and Tom Holland. And I think even after that, like, you tell me that the Amphibian Man and Tom Holland couldn't do a great hip hop dance, I think they could.
I'm sure that they could.
Yeah.
They could. There's also an opportunity to have them dancing in a tank. Like a
That's
like a yes.
very true. Or it's just the Amphibian Man in a tank and Tom Holland's dancing around the
Get
tank.
Tom in the tank.
Yeah.
Get Tom in the tank. But yeah, that's my, again, I went styles of dance, probably thinking too intricately about this. But Amphibian Man and Tom Holland are my choices.
Do you have a specific
Olivia.
song that you saw them doing with that?
I didn't.
No?
I only have one. Actually, I have two songs for
other
two
things.
of them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The other ones I don't. Dude, I have one of these selections is fucking stupid. I'm very excited to say it. But Amphibian Man, Tom Holland. Olivia, let's hear yours. Let's hear your
Full detail.
Dancing with the Mon-Stars.
All right. So the scene starts out black. You got the fog machine going. All right. And as the fog begins to clear, boom, spotlight. Harry Connick Jr. All right. He's dressed to the nines. He's in a suit with a bow tie, specifically. Not a tie, a bow tie. Okay. And he's leaned up against an old lamppost, light pole, right? And he's a lot of snaps going on so far, but he's snapping. All right. And he's chilling. And then the lights come up in the house. And what do you see? Mind Flayer.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not a post, it's Mind Flayer. And they're dancing to Singing in the Rain because he's going to be swinging around those legs, old-timey swinging around the lampposts. And they're doing a tap dance. All right, so they're tapping and footwork go crazy. Okay. All right, think of all the opportunity you have with Mind Flayer. All the lifts. He's going to be throwing Harry Connick Jr. all around.
The toe tapping alone is enough to cause an earthquake.
How does it fit in? You need a huge stage. It's just like two of the legs.
Well, it's a
in the
whole set.
stage.
It's a whole street set.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wide angle lens.
So, they're doing their thing. And obviously, for the finale, we end with Mind Flayer doing the splits.
Oh my god. Can we get him a top hat? I'm just very pro top hat for this game segment.
Oh yeah, that's the real question here. Is how does Mind Flayer wear his suit?
They have to stitch it on.
That's like, how does a dog wear pants? It's like one of those questions.
Can I say, I think there's a missed opportunity here. I think that you could have Mind Flayer controlling a bunch of people, bringing in backup dancers.
For sure.
That's smart.
I can see it.
That's
I
very
love it.
smart.
Also,
can I ask why
same.
Harry Connick Jr.?
What did you recently watch, like Dolphin Tale 2 or something? Like what?
Yeah.
No, I just feel like he's very suave and like has that old timey essence.
What movie do
Sure.
you know him from? I can't think of a movie I've seen with him in it. I had to remind myself who he was.
Well, also, he's not really like for
He's
movie.
like a
Oh,
singer.
he's just a
singer.
singer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
I would have done Fred Astaire, but I didn't know Dead or Alive.
Got you.
I think
Fair.
that would have worked. The Mind Flayer could bring back the corpse of Fred Astaire.
Honestly. Okay.
I
All
like
right.
that.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enoh.
I like that.
I like how you went big.
That's
You
good.
went. I thought about like
Yeah.
kaiju stuff. I don't want to spoil nothing going forward. Steve's making a face. Uh oh.
Well, should I go next? Sean?
Yeah, you can if you want. I don't have a kaiju.
Listen, to be topical. Set the
Okay.
stage. It's all dark. Lights come on. There's no one there. What the fuck? Why is no one there? A drone shot goes out of the roof of the building, and you see downtown Los Angeles. All of a sudden, you hear, "When the body was nice, the party was
Oh my
jumping.
gosh.
Aye-ya, yippee-yi-yo." Godzilla and Kong come on from either side of the screen and do the nastiest hip hop dance you've ever seen in downtown Los Angeles to Who Let the Dogs Out. I don't know why Who Let the Dogs Out, but as soon as I started thinking about Godzilla and Kong dancing together, it was Who Let the Dogs Out. And they also, like, I don't know if either of you have seen the newest Godzilla.
I have not yet.
It's they're doing shit I've never seen before in a Godzilla movie, and I feel like if you saw Godzilla like give a little wave or something, like that they could hip hop dance now. Like canonically, I'm sure that they can hip hop dance.
Now, is this like dance battle style, or are they dancing together?
They're like on a team, but also dance battling. Like they do like and then they point to each other, and then the other guy takes and does like a thing. Godzilla gives you one of these, and then and then it ends with Godzilla just letting a huge like beam cannon rip.
Got you.
And then
So you paired them
then-
together. You're not pairing them with a celebrity.
Yeah, sorry, there's no celebrity
Okay.
in this one. They're paired together. Again, the new movie is not Godzilla versus Kong, it's Godzilla and Kong. So I feel like they had to
Sure.
be together in this one. And yeah, you know, the scale part of it, I feel like it's just too fun to think about them just huge dancing in
And
downtown
destroying the
Los
city
Angeles.
as they do it, obviously.
I feel like they would probably not, because they that would like take away from their performance.
I just saw it being like a natural casualty thing of it, but that's fair. Like
Yeah.
flattening.
No, they're very nimble.
Very
when They
nimble.
dance,
They're
they're
dancing
nimble.
around the city.
They're nimble.
One thing-
Yeah.
All right, it's not nimble.
No. When they're dancing, we've never seen them dance
okay,
before.
okay.
When they're dancing, they're nimble. They're twinkle toes when they're dancing. So that was one that I had, was Godzilla and Kong. I had to get it out of there because Sean freaking
I'm
spoiled it.
sorry.
All right, Sean, what's your
All
next
right.
one?
You see the stage. It is a very
All of these start with you see
Yeah,
the
well,
stage.
because it's important.
No, I mean mine too. Like we're all it starts on the
Yes.
stage.
Well, I have to set the stage.
Everyone's like, yeah, it's fucking Dancing with the Stars.
I have to set it though.
It starts on a stage. You have to set the
So
stage.
it's a very Victorian dressed set on stage. Lots of bookshelves and paintings. Lots of paintings about, like an odd number of paintings.
Some would say too many.
And we see Jenna Ortega, who is dressed very Wednesday-esque, but not like as Wednesday, but very like gothic-y Victorian. And
We didn't choose Wednesday in our original thing.
no, we
I guess
didn't.
not.
We did not. We
Hmm.
did not.
It was before
It honestly
Wednesday,
was.
probably.
It was
Yeah.
before we knew anything.
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
But again, I'm not picking Wednesday. I have chosen Jenna Ortega. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Sounds like a cop.
Whatever,
but it's
dude.
fine.
and so she is dancing. Like it's not really dancing. She's just like moving elegantly and like picking up different books and looking at them and like daydream-esque and like touching things to a harpsichord song to begin with. All right. Think very like Hannibal or something like Prelude for Keyboard in B minor by Wilhelm Hieronymus Pachelbel. You know that kind of song.
No. I can't say I do. Listeners, if you know that song, send us ABD. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's very like, you can imagine a harpsichord at least, and her just kind of whatever. And then she stops, and like the harpsichord kind of comes to a pause, like a, and she stops in front of one particular painting of a very frightening gentleman. And then the beat drops. And I don't know that you guys know this song, so I'm actually going to play a moment of it. But the beat drops, and the song Woo-Ha Got You All in Check by Busta Rhymes starts playing. And here's yes. That's the whole song. It's very like that kind of hip hop.
Okay.
The painting is of Bagul, and he starts moving in the painting, and the whole song or the whole performance is her like kind of being freaked out by him, and like leaving that painting and going to another one, and like he's following her from each painting, and then eventually he like comes out of the painting, and they do hip hop. Steve was talking about hip hop. You guys have seen the YouTube video of the dance instructor, Dana, whatever. And she's like, this is hip hop. Boo-bow with the head movements. You know what I'm talking about in the blue jumpsuit?
I do.
Yeah.
That. Very sea walk. All right. Very, very crumping or crimping or whatever the fuck it's called. Crumping. Yes.
Crumping.
All right.
Crimping.
You know what I'm...
Their hair is just wavy as hell.
At one point, they both have a hat on, a brimmed hat, cocked completely to the side. All right.
Yeah. Getting very like appropriational on the show.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. It's straight up problematic. But yeah, and so I see it kind of being like moments of where they're, you know, when a dance is like vaguely trying to tell a story, like the story is basically that he's like after her, but really like it cuts every few minutes and they're just doing hip hop moves.
Yeah.
At one point, Bagul brings the kids out and they do backup stuff, and eventually go back into the paintings. And so I'm really, I need your guys' thoughts on this though. I don't know how to end it. I'm thinking a projector is either like wheeled out and it starts like, you know, being projected on the wall, and either they all climb into the projection and then the tape like runs out and it ends with like a close up of the reel spinning and the loose tape just going, and that's it. Or Jenna ends up getting like pushed into the painting and then she's stuck. It's just like a painting of her at the end, and Bagul walks off stage and like the lights dim.
Nah, I like the
You
first
like the first one?
Yeah, I like both of those. I think the first one's definitely the best.
But yeah, Woo-Ha, Jenna Ortega, and Bagul. And that's hip hop, dude.
That's
Sure.
that's sure interesting. I'll say that.
I had a weird night last night.
Yeah, that is a choice. Well, speaking of weird, I have different dance styles: ballroom, ballet, belly dance, hip hop, tap dance. I was like, who could tap dance? What'd you say?
Belly dance.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Just
Shakira?
wait. Sean, if you don't stop stealing what I'm gonna fucking say.
All right, go.
Well, I was gonna do tap dance, but I guess now I'll do belly dance.
You said belly dance. You kept sorry.
I don't know if this is like allowed, but Shakira comes on stage. we started.
No, Shakira's forbidden.
Here's not allowed.
No, Shakira comes on stage because I had it written down, and she's performing to her song, "Hips Don't Lie." Ooh, baby, when you talk like that, whatever the rest of the lyrics are. And I was like, who can match Shakira's vibe? Who can bring that Latin flavor that we so badly need in this performance? And it's obviously Esmeralda, aka Santanico Pandemonium from Dusk Till Dawn. Selma Hayek comes out, snakes and all, and her and Shakira belly dance to Hips Don't Lie, because they both have hips that, if anything, only tell
that
the truth.
is.
And Yeah, I feel like there's some fun snake action at one point because it's canon. Salma Hayek has like wings and goes up into the air and does some like flying around shit. Meanwhile, Shakira is just doing her damn
locking
thing.
the hips.
Just yeah. I don't know if you guys saw her on Hot Ones
No.
recently. But yeah, she's still with it, dude. She still looks like she's 14 years old. She's never aged.
14.
I don't know what she I don't know. I don't
Of
know
all
why I
the
said
ages
14.
you could have picked.
I've never seen her at 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. But yeah, I feel like not only would they be the best people to belly dance, I can't think of another horror character that would be able to belly dance, if I'm being honest with you in this moment.
I don't want to ruin anyone else's future picks or anything. Mama could have been an interesting person to have belly dance. Very flowy.
that's true.
But yeah, no, great pick. Honestly, I think Selma should what's the convert should transform Shakira at the end.
Oh,
Should
yeah. That's
should bite
good.
her, and then they both, and then
That's
like
really
it ends with Shakira turning, and her face is like the vampire face, and
Yeah.
then there's just hissing.
Honestly, Shakira might just be a vampire because she never ages.
Whoa.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that. Yeah. So
Okay. All right.
that's the belly dancing. I have 2 more. Should I do another one? Oh, you have 1 more?
I
right?
actually have 3 more that I could say if you want me to.
Got it. I have 2 more. So let's you do one
Okay.
more. You do. You go next. And
All right.
We'll do.
All right. I'm
2
so
apiece.
sorry, Olivia. If you think of anything on the fly, too, you're
Yeah.
happy to say it. Oh, I'm really torn right now. Okay, so dark stage. I have to set it every time.
We're on the stage.
Dark stage. Light turns on, and you hear. Boo, boo, doo, boo, 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 boo. Evanescence starts playing the keyboard part. Not yet. The guitar doesn't come in yet. We're not there yet.
No, it's the back. It's like the. It's like really soft.
It's
in the background.
super soft because it hits later. There's choreography. So
Okay.
we see Alex Jones.
Jesus Christ.
And
Is it bad if I have a celebrity that's similar to Alex
No, that's
Jones
perfect.
on my
That's
list
perfect.
too? That
so
sucks.
we see Alex Jones, and it's very like one spotlight, and it's him, and he's sitting on like maybe a bench. It's a very like open stage. There's not a lot on the stage. Like maybe there's just like a concrete like bench sitting thing. He's facing one way, and then there is a beautiful woman, unidentified beautiful woman, sitting on the bench but facing the other way. They're not facing each other. And as the music starts, and it's like, how can you see into my, and that's when they start dancing, like when the lyrics start, and they're dancing very dramatically together, like not fully like unrequited love, like yeah, just very dramatic. And I think it's when you first start to hear the start to come in, her dancing changes. She like trips. Like everything is so beautiful and elegant until like a couple measures in.
It's like the without a soul.
Yes, and then so she starts tripping, and like her body's like convulsing. She's trying to do the dance still, and Alex seems kind of confused, and her body's like kind of doing this, and then she's like facing away from him completely, and he's like trying to like help her back up and like calm her, and he brings her into this like embrace, and it's very like dramatic. Like she looks this way, and he's like behind her. What is the line when it's like back home? And it pauses, and then wake me up, and the camera completely pulls back, and she bursts open. She like rips open, and appendages and tentacles and things start coming out, and it turns out she is not Thing from Addams Family, but the Thing from John Carpenter's. And basically,
is it just anyway? It's just a woman.
yeah, it's just a woman. The point was just so that it was It didn't matter who.
Yeah.
I just needed like it to be like a beautiful dance between them, and then you find out that she is the thing. And yeah, so what I'm seeing is a lot of, at this point, with her being the thing, I'm going to be honest, the choreography is very open because anything can happen.
Yeah. It's contemporary dance.
Well,
at this
I'm
point.
seeing
It's just
lots
kind
of, they're still
whatever
trying
the
to
fuck.
keep the elegant whatever, but the story is basically like Alex trying to get away from this, but being conflicted because it is his love and blah, 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 blah.
Why Alex Jones?
Because watching him become and get tortured by the thing is frankly like that's just a thing that popped up in my head. What's going to happen is like most of the dance is them almost touching but not quite touching. But there's lots of like the thing is behind him and there's multiple arms that like attempt to wrap around him, and I'm seeing moments where like a torso turns into a full jaw and almost bites him and things like that.
Yeah.
And what else do I have here? At one point the thing like splits in two and they're both like dancing around him, or maybe even there's multiple things. But near the end, they all like grab him and start fusing with him, and he like screams out as like things fade, and then by the end of it it's just like a giant pile of tentacles and flesh and just his face screaming. Yeah. And frankly,
that. The choice of Alex Jones is
it's because I was thinking, like, if I'm going to have someone dance with the thing, obviously they're going to end up thingified. And I was like, who would I like to see get thingified? And I just recently watched The Truth with Alex Jones, and I think he's a piece of shit. And it would be fun to watch him get thingified. So
yeah,
use this as an opportunity to get back at some people.
That's true. It would be fun to watch the thing and thing dance together.
I think that would, see, you talk about, I think that would be an outnumbered thing. What is Thing gonna do with the thing? Maybe he fuses with the thing and then it just turns into one giant thing.
One giant hand, like the big foot from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Well, honestly, yeah, or Master Hand from Super Smash Brothers, but
yeah. Oh, I should have chosen
their own.
The foot from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Massy.
All right, that was a good one. I'll do my pick that's similar to Alex Jones. Very odd that we have two similar picks like this. All right, so we did ballroom, belly dance, and hip hop. The next one that we're gonna do is tap dance. And I was trying to think who could dance like they got like spikes in their feet, like they got things going on. You know who literally put spikes in their feet? Saint Maud. She'd have to tap dance because that shit would hurt. So she'd be light on her feet. And I was trying to think who could add that religious oomph to the tap dance performance. Mega church pastor Joel Osteen, I think, could be good.
Wow.
They're dancing. Saint Maud and one of the most evil mega church pastors are just dancing down the aisles and through the pews at whatever his mega church is. They don't pay any taxes. She's just, again, she's light on her feet because she put pins in them. So she literally does not want to step on her feet fully. Or she does. At the end of it, the whole dance is just the process of her becoming fine with that pain. It's repentance. It's her repenting for her sins. And they do a fun little dance number. Eventually they work their way from the top of the pews all the way down to the huge stage that I can only assume they have at this mega church. And they do a fun little Fred Astaire-esque number. And then the huge crucifixion thing that I'm assuming that they have at the church at the end falls down and crushes Joel Osteen. And it's just Saint Maud doing like a ha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. And then
I was going to say, dude, if you don't have her catch on fire, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Can we put Joel in the pin shoes as well? And just the stage gets like progressively bloodier as the performance goes on.
Yeah, you can like see it, like a drone zooms out and then you see that it's spelled like God in blood or something, like their path like spelled out something in blood. I've been meaning to watch Saint Maud recently, and so that's what got my brain thinking about this. So
I like it. I think it's great.
Yeah. Again, very strange that Alex Jones and Joel were part of this, but
I think it shows where our aggressions are. All right, I think this is
as long as they both
this is
die.
this is representative of collective frustration.
Agreed.
All right, so I technically have two more. Is that so? You guys have all. I've done yours. Do you want me to just do?
I have one more, but it's honestly not even a fair one, so it'll just be like
Okay, this one's going to be quicker. But I have a grand finale that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I'll start it off for you. We start on a stage.
We do start on a stage. So the stage is it's like an old timey bedroom. Think the lighthouse. Very wooden, wood everywhere, and we see Robert Pattinson, and
Nice.
he is holding a
from the
not
lighthouse,
from the lighthouse, just Robert Pattinson.
Him,
and he is holding a candle, and he sets it down and like blows it out and gets into bed. And this is as like this atmospheric sort of like hum is building. You don't really know what it is. And he eventually, like I said, he blows out, he lays down, and these wind sounds sort of start and strings start to swell. And then Lana Del Rey's cover of Once Upon a Dream from Maleficent starts playing. And we see a shadow appear over the sleeping Robert Pattinson of Nosferatu. And basically, Robert like wakes up in a fright, and a lot of the beginning of the dance is him like it's like a solo performance, but with Nosferatu's shadow like appearing and unappearing off of the wall, and like creeping on the bed and things like that. At certain points, I don't have the full choreography figured out, but at certain points, like a bunch of rats come in and like he's like swatting them, and they're very very elegantly trained rats. By the way, these are professionals.
Yeah.
Mist rolls in, and the mist seems to almost like take on certain figures and shapes and stuff. And eventually Nosferatu himself, appears, and they dance together. Very, very story driven dances. That's what I have in my head of Robert being confused and like slowly losing his energy. And eventually Nosferatu like lulls him back to sleep in the dance. And
is it Bill Skarsgård's Nosferatu?
I was thinking like straight, like Max. Are you looking?
Shrek.
Max Shrek. Thank you.
Yeah.
Max Shrek. So it's Mike Myers as Shrek as Nosferatu. No, but so very Max Shrek or Will Dafoe. But I'm not against. If you want to do Skarsgård, that's okay too.
Willem Dafoe.
I don't know what that looks like yet.
Why Willem Dafoe? Just because?
He plays Willem Dafoe plays Nosferatu in like a 90s Nosferatu.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And it's like a movie about the making of Nosferatu.
Got it.
Yeah. So he plays Max Shrek playing Nosferatu, I think. But yeah. So eventually Robert is like lulled back to sleep, and the song wraps up with Nosferatu. Like there's two light sources for most of the dance. It's kind of a spotlight situation. Occasionally a light will turn on in other parts, but they kind of turn on and off. But at the end, there's two lights. There's a spotlight on Nosferatu, like creeping over Robert Pattinson in the bed. And then there's a kick light that is showing Nosferatu's shadow on the wall. And right before Nosferatu like pounces, the spotlight dims and goes out. And in the ruckus, the kick light gets like rolled and moved. And so the shadow disappears, and the light like rolls, and it ends up shining right on one rat on the stage, and you just see the shadow of the rat on the wall, and then it dims out.
I like that.
Boom.
Yep.
It's a good one, dude.
That's a good one.
What'd you say, Olivia? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
I
think it should be real.
Feel like this is the hardest podcast episode because everything's so visual.
Yeah.
But we just have to fully explain everything that everyone's seeing.
It's like when we described our Michael Myers crossover things, but yeah, it's a little less narrative. I hope we're doing a good job, guys. I'm sorry if this sucks,
Yep.
but I think it's fine.
Yep. Are you still with us? Message us ABDC. No.
Right.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. I like the lighting aspects of it too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am also curious to see what Bill Skarsgård looks like as Nosferatu.
We'll know by the end of the year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's also November.
I'll throw mine in here. Mine is again a little unfair, but I was trying to think. So again, my last one that I have available is ballet dancing, and I could only think of a couple people. So I already chose Black Swan in the first episode. I wasn't going to do Abigail, even though we know she's a ballet dancer. But I remember at the end of Us, Red and the human regular version of Red, whose name I can't remember at this moment, do like a dance off. Like that's kind of the way that the movie, that's like the climax.
Yeah.
And I got thinking, well, who could she perform with? And I don't know if you guys ever saw, but probably like 5+ years ago, on an episode of Dancing with the Stars, Iman Shumpert, who is a former basketball player, played with LeBron James, he did with his dancer, the professional dancer he was with, did a I Got 5 on It dance, and it was Us themed, and it is so good. So
you showed me this.
Yes, it's so good. It is so good. And so they wouldn't be performing that song, but it would be Red and it would be Iman Shumpert because he's experienced with the Us dances, and they would do a ballet dance together.
I like it.
I think it would be incredibly cool. He already has the outfit, like the all red jumpsuit outfit. And they would just do a fun little ballet dance together. Also, again, if anyone listening hasn't seen Iman Shumpert's performance on Dancing with the Stars, it got a 10 out of 10. It's so freaking cool. And it's Us themed.
Yeah.
So that would be my final one, ballet dance with Red from Us and Iman Shumpert.
I love it.
But at the end, is it really Red, or is it the real person, or is it Red? No one knows.
It's
Whatever it
mystery.
is, I got 5
It's
on
the
it.
mystery. Yeah, everybody should go watch that, and I'm actually going to re-up on that. You showed me that years ago, I think,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed
It's only
that.
like a minute long. That's how I remembered that they don't do the whole song.
Well, yeah, so it's okay. So they might not do the whole song, but often it's like condensed. So like the middle is missing. It's not that they cut off the end.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's
like
fine.
It's like a remix of the thing. Like it's chopped down for just that performance.
Yeah. I will say that this next bit is the full like 5-minute song. 100%.
Yeah, they don't do the full song. All right, this next one is the entire song.
Not just the 5-minute song.
Yeah, 5-minute song. It doesn't actually have to be. I'm sure you could cut out bits of the whatever, as long as like the beginning and the end are there. It's fine. You see the stage. The stage has it's very like late 70s disco, lots of colors, lots of but muted sepia colors, reds, browns, yellows, but a ton of shit going on. There's a big staircase, and there are people everywhere. You see people dancing, and you see a band playing. And the song that is playing is, let me remember the name of the fucking song, is Boogie Wonderland. I was like, I have it in my head, but yeah, Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys remember how that song starts. Okay. So, and things happen in 4 measures. So the ba-na is like every 4 measures, okay?
Okay.
So the way the song starts is the camera is moving through this crowd of people that are dancing at this like disco club, right? And it's working its way to the stairs and panning up the stairs. And when you get to that first ba-na, you see a man, right before you get there, you see a man standing at the top of the stairs with his back towards us, and he's doing where his hips are just You know what I mean? Like just like popping.
Yeah.
And at the ba, he turns around and it's Bruce Campbell. All right. And he's full like collar popped, disco, like ready, suave, dude. Hair is slicked. The man looks groovy. Okay. And he, after that first, like he does his spin, he starts dancing down the stairs. And there are people like on the stairs scattered about. They're giving him high, like the guys are giving him high fives. The girls are like reaching after him, and he's just like coming down the stairs. Full like eyebrows are in full motion. Half the dancing is happening in the eyebrows alone, and the chin, obviously. And he's coming down the stairs. He gets down at the bottom of the stairs after the next 4 measures, and as soon as he lands on the ground, the camera swings back up, and there's a woman at the top of the stairs now, and it is Linda from Evil Dead 2, his girlfriend from Evil Dead 2. And so she starts dancing down the stairs. And once, like, after the next 4 measures, that's when the lyrics come in. Like, Boogie Wonderland, dance. And that's when they start dancing together. And at that first dance, he sees something weird in her eyes. And basically the way that the dance like goes from there on is they're dancing together, and it's a pretty normal dance, but like a weird thing will happen every now and again. She'll like turn to the camera and there will be a weird look on her face, and you notice weird things about the people around. And it unravels. She eventually turns full deadite. Her head comes off. She does like a similar naked ballerina number that she did in Evil Dead 2. And everyone is turning to deadites around him, and the dance turns into him grabbing people's instruments and different things and like killing everyone trying to get to her. And the stage is just getting bloodier and bloodier. It's full Evil Dead. The crowd is getting like completely covered. Heads are getting ripped off, all while grooving though. It is still a midnight leaps up slowly into hearts of men. And it ends with him like eventually like all of the weapons he's using are definitely like very real things that are around, like a trombone to slam into somebody and whatever, and you know, different body parts are like chasing after him, like the hands and all sorts of stuff. But eventually he does find his chainsaw and goes full groovy, rips up everybody, and yeah, I guess do I have like a specific end?
I don't know.
No, that's pretty much it. I think it's just like a bloody mess by the end of it, and he's just screaming and chainsawing somebody, and yeah. So that's.
I like that. Those are
Thank
both.
you.
That one and the Nosferatu one are very like visual and doable things. I feel like those could be done.
You know what sucks? So I don't think I just didn't do a good job of my Jack Black one, but I'm telling you that one is the best one that I have. If I could just play the video that is in my head to you, you would be like, holy shit, that's actually the best one that he has. But to me, they're all visual. I just did the best,
those
the best
last two.
explanations.
Yeah, those last 2 have really good explanations.
Thank you.
I like that one a lot. He kills Linda too.
Yeah. At the end, he kills Linda totally. Yeah, because it's like halfway through, her head is off. And,
yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
I just imagine him using like symbols, like he takes a symbol off and just like slices
straight up,
slicing
Yeah.
people with them.
I didn't think of symbols, but you're 100% right. For some reason I had a trombone. I think what is it? The Town That Dreaded Sundown, I think, has a trombone kill with like a knife at the end of it. But yeah.
I like it. I think that we have a good crew. I don't know who would make it to the very end. Who would win? I know it wouldn't be Jack Black and Thing, but
whatever. You guys are underestimating things so much here. Like the Thing disrespect is crazy right now.
Yeah. I think Shakira and Esmeralda honestly could give everyone a run for their money.
Still there.
They definitely could. I will say, I think Bruce Campbell. Well, though, actually, Bruce Campbell would have been able to make it if he didn't kill Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But one hell of a performance, opening performance.
And with Esmeralda and Shakira at the end of the first episode, Shakira now has vampire powers, so they just have another leg up on the rest of everybody else.
That's very true.
I think the visual aspect of those last 2 was great, but I think we'll have to have our listeners decide if they think that a
Let us
single
know.
hand would be a good option for for
Thing
a dancer.
gets down, and the disrespect will be remembered forever.
All right. On that note, it's time for our mostly horror recommendations of the week. Sean, do you want to go first with your rec? Because you have one that I think is
Sure.
is timely for when this episode's going to be coming out.
Yes.
And I'm going to look
Guys.
for my rec while you do that.
I got to see Arcadian recently, the newest Nick Cage film. I got to see it a whole day early, and I don't want to say much about it at all, other than it is. I think that watching like the first teaser that they put out is fine if you want to do that to sell yourself on it.
I never saw that.
No, you don't need
No.
to. You can just go in. All I'll tell you is it's Quiet Place-esque in
Yeah.
the sense of like post-apocalyptic whatever. Small family dealing with a post-apocalyptic situation where there is something outside, and it has its own set of rules that you can watch and find out in the movie. It is so fun. It is just there is an element to this movie that is familiar, and it feels like there are like certain nods to other movies that haven't been touched on in a while, and there's like a style and a tone that hasn't been touched on in a while, while at the same time, and there's things in it that are like should be goofy, but that they play so straight, and it is just fun. It's just fun. It's a movie that should be you like. It's hard. I can't figure out how they pulled off what they pulled off in this movie is basically what I'm trying to say. But I loved it. I really, really did. It is scary where it should be goofy, and that's what I'll say about it. And Nick Cage, just keep making horror movies, man. Just stay in the horror genre forever.
The director of this movie, his name's Benjamin Brewer, and he was the lead visual effects artist on Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Which was a team of like 12 people, I think, for a movie that has as great of VFX as that has. So really cool to see him directing a feature like this. And yeah, it was as soon as I was done watching it, I was like, yeah, you need to watch this movie, Sean.
Yeah.
I knew that you would like specific parts of it for sure.
Yeah. It had me stressed out.
Yeah.
It had me stressed out. And I truly don't want to say much more than that. But dude, it might be my favorite of the year so far. I've recently seen like a couple that I have like 3 movies in mind as like my 3 favorites of the year.
Wow.
For sure.
That's high praise.
Yeah, and dude, well, it's already this year's better than last year.
Oh yeah,
like,
I agree.
Yeah, last year had a couple solid gems, but for the most part, I was pretty underwhelmed, like across the board. But this year has been
3
so much.
movies in the past month, and I'm like, yeah, these are all better than
straight
most
up
of the stuff that came out.
Literally
last year.
same.
Yeah,
same. Yeah, so that's my rec. I'm locking it in with a Soul Arcadian.
Olivia, you gave us a good rec earlier. Do you have anything else that you'd like to recommend to us?
I'll stick with that one. They Look Like People.
Can you give us a brief? I know that you said that it's similar to Smile, but what? Give us some
a little
plot.
synopsis.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tapping into, is it mental health, or is it this thing that is really happening and infecting people? And I think it does a really good job of kind of fucking you up, and like you don't know what's going on and you can't tell the difference between what's happening. And I guess that's all that I would probably say.
Okay.
But it's similar conceptually to Smile, but I just think overall I like it a lot better.
Sure. There's obviously like touching on like playing with what is and isn't real is like a common theme in horror, to the point where it's like I can get tired of it really quickly. So when something is able to pull it off well, I'm like extra impressed by that. So I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah.
Do you know what year it's from?
It looks like 2015.
15. Okay.
Yeah. Old, but it's definitely not new.
Sure.
And like I said, it's low budget, So you
Yeah.
have to like, you know,
Accept that going in. Yeah.
Yeah.
be conscious of that.
This guy has
Yeah, I still
3 movies
excellent job.
that look pretty interesting. They look
What
like
are they?
people When I Consume You from 2021, and then a movie called The Siren from 2019. And they all
The
look,
Siren?
yeah, they all look pretty. They all look like they're low budget things, but Perry Blackshear.
For some reason, I thought, what was that one movie that we watched? When you said,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, we watched it.
The
Lure-
lure.
The
Oh, The
Lure.
Lure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like The Lure.
Rural.
Rural. It's pronounced squirrel. Mine
Let's
is
see what
going
you
to
got.
be not a horror movie that I'm recommending. And I feel like I've probably recommended this before, but not in this mostly horror rec section. But I'm going to recommend the 2018 movie Thunder Road, directed by and starring Jim Cummings. Jim did Wolf of Snow Hollow and The Beta Test, but this was the film that really put him on the map. He won. He had a great short called Thunder Road that was at South by forever ago, and then everyone loved it, and he turned it into this feature-length film. It's touching. He has a very specific style in his movies. He always tends to play this like
Cop with a mustache.
yeah, cop with a mustache. But it is such a good movie. It's so emotional, and it really hits where it hurts in all the best ways. And it's only 90 minutes, which is the best thing to hear about a movie. So I'm recommending that because he's in a new movie coming out called The Last Train to Yuma, I think. I could be totally incorrect there. Nope, that's not what it's called. Hold on. I'm going to find out. We're going to figure out what it's called. It's
I believe in
called.
you.
It's called. It's called The Last Stop at Yuma County. Another movie that he's starring in. So it made me want to rewatch some Jim Cummings movies. So
All right.
there you go.
I have to check it out.
That's
Did you
it.
ever see Wolf of Snow Hollow or blah 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 blah? Did you ever see that one? No? You should see that.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
You should watch it and then watch Werewolves Within. Just 2 good indie werewolves movies.
Or no, maybe I think
Werewolves
I did
Within
see
is
Wolf
the
of
one
Snow
with
Hollow.
Sam
I haven't
Richardson.
seen Werewolves Within.
Yeah.
And The Wolf of Snow Hollow is
And the girl from the AT&T commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should do
okay,
that,
I
too.
haven't seen Werewolves Within.
So you haven't seen? Okay. You should definitely see that.
Yeah.
That one's really good. I like that more than Wolf of Snow Hollow, but I like the Wolf of Snow Hollow.
On that note, do you like wolves? Have you seen snow in a hollow? Send us a message, mostlyhorrormovienight@gmail.com. Do you think that a single hand would be a good partner in in Dancing with the Mon-Stars? Let us know. Instagram @mostlyhorrorpod. And you can also find us on Twitter and TikTok @mostlyhorror. I'm everywhere @StevenIsAverage, and Sean's on all the socials @Hypocrite Inc. or Hypocrite.Inc. Olivia, thank you again for joining us this week. That's all we got for you. We will catch you next time.
Goodbye.